Hey guys, Every Chicken Dude here. So the price of mealworms have gone up. Well, the reason for that is the World Health Organization have now deemed them fit for human consumption. Ugh. Well, I can keep the mealworm pizzas and kebabs. I'm not touching them. I'm just going to feed them the chickens. But with the price going up now, I thought, well, maybe I should start looking at doing them ourselves. We're going to save on cost and have an endless supply of mealworms for the chickens. They're a great source of protein and calcium for them, so why not? So there's a process we can go through. It's really easy. We just need to buy a couple of things and then we're set to go. So stay tuned.
So one of the things we need is a 3-drawer unit. So this is for the 3 stages that we go through, from beetle to worm to larvae, and the process over again. So I got the beetles from eBay, so I got a total of 75, which is okay on a sort of a small scale. So they arrived actually within 3 days, and happy to say that none of them were dead. And what we also need is some brown or whole grain oats. So it doesn't matter what brand, you can just get these from the supermarket. They are actually quite cheap. And we just use this for bedding and for the food. So just to list what we actually need. So we need a 3-drawer unit, darkling beetles, oatmeal, an egg box, which I'll show you what we do with that later, wire mesh, this is for the bottom of the top drawer, and a drill or box cutter to make a hole in the top box, and sliced potato or fruit such as apples, and they just get the moisture from that. So we start off making a hole in the top drawer, and this can be a bit of a tricky process. I try to use a box cutter and I made a little bit of a mess. Yes, there we go. Okay. It doesn't really matter because obviously we're putting the wire mesh inside there, but yeah, please take care of it because it can be quite sharp. Mine ended up looking like somebody had kicked a football through a window. Yeah, so it's not fantastic, but like I said, it's not fatal. As long as you don't go into the sides of the actual box, it should be fine. So as you can see, I put the wire mesh down, and what actually happens then, so the beetles actually dig down through the oatmeal onto the mesh and lay their eggs there, and then the eggs should fall down to the second drawer. So then we lay a layer of oatmeal and chick feed, so we can just put that down there. So that's for them to obviously nest in and for food as well. And then to unpack the beetles, so like I said, they arrived well packaged. They're all active, they're all looking great. What I would say is it is actually quite messy, so I would actually open these on some newspaper or a tray, something that can be easily disposed of. And yes, just empty them into the top drawer. And then if you soak the egg carton and put these in, because you actually get the moisture off these and also off the apples. And like I said, you could also use potatoes as well, or cucumber. So the idea is that they'll obviously mate, and the eggs will then fall through into the second drawer. But the beetles arrive, like I said, in great condition, and it's all looking good. Okay, so when we finish, we should have something looking like this. So we have obviously the oatmeal lining all 3 drawers, and in the first drawer we have our beetles. And obviously the wire mesh is at the bottom of here, so the beetles will bury down and they'll lay their eggs on top of the mesh, and the theory is that they will actually then fall down into the second drawer where we get our mealworms. So as we can see here, there are mealworms in there. Now I should say that these are not from my beetles. These were actually purchased from a pet store. Now what I would say is not to do this, because apparently I didn't know this, is that they are actually treated to not actually pupate, and even if they do and turn into beetles, apparently they are infertile. So basically I'm just keeping these here and then I will feed the chickens at some point. But when you actually see the mealworms start to pupate, what you should do then is put them into the third drawer. So I've got a few here. You'll be able to tell because they turn a white colour. So when they turn into that white colour, I will put them into the third drawer. And then obviously when they've then turned into beetles, the process starts again and we move them into the top drawer. So for all this to work properly, you should keep the drawers in a warm environment and in a dark place. Now I normally keep them covered up, but I've just uncovered it really just for the purpose of this video. So I just placed a cut box over the top of them normally, which just keeps it dark, and I actually keep them in the conservatory because it's actually one of the warmest rooms actually in the house. So but otherwise, if it's in a cold environment, then it won't work. So unfortunately, if you leave it outside, it probably won't work. So once the worms are ready, you can feed them to your girls, who are forever grateful. They actually really enjoy live mealworms rather than the dried ones. They love scratching around for them, and they just have a lot more fun, and they seem to actually enjoy them far more. So it's great, and because you know what the actual mealworms have been fed on as well, they're naturally done inside your home as opposed to commercially done where they're actually treated. And like I said, the ones from pet stores are actually treated, which makes them infertile and to make them grow larger. So they're actually a lot healthier, in my opinion, for your chickens as well. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon.